She was born in 1960.
Is this Mike? Messenger.
Good morning. My name is Lamin Jai. We are here at the Independent Electoral Commission Election House. It's nomination for President of the Gambia. Gambians will go to the polls in December 4th to be specific, a new leader. So today the nomination started. Massive 26 candidates. So you can, as you can see there from our pictures, Marisok Jabate, independent aspirant candidate, has just arrived to file her nomination. She has just entered the IEC. She's just entered the IEC there. It's a massive day in the Gambia. Earlier on, Joseph Chu was the first person to raise the curtain on this very important process. Nomination. He was the first to file the former Justice Minister, Attorney General of the Gambia, the Justice Minister 1 and 2003. That is Joseph H. Juve. So he earlier on filed his nomination. So the second person to come to election house, as you can see there, is Mary Sok Jobate, the only female aspirant candidate for this election. Incredible. It's historic having a woman come here to express her interest in running for president. So she will come face to face with officials of the IEC. She will file her nomination. She will file her nomination papers there. So just to go through the requirement or the requirements, if you like, for nomination as a presidential candidate in the Gambia. So first of all, the law requires that one must be a Gambian citizen. You must also have a minimum age of 30 years, minimum education qualification, senior secondary school. That is, you have to graduate from high school. Another requirement or condition is residency, 5 years preceding December 4th president. That means you have to be ordinarily resident in the country 5 years to the election. Another requirement is that you have to get 5,000 signatures, meaning you have to go and collect signatures from Gambians who are going to vote in this election, 5,000 of it, at least 200 from each region. So another law is saying that you have to have sworn asset declaration. That is also one of the things that you have. Tax clearance certificates, you also need to get that. And a deposit of $10,000. You also need to come with that. Added to that, you also have your symbol, color, and photograph. So these are some of the requirements for one to be able to qualify to be president in the country. So wherever you may be watching us from, this is the Fatu Network. We are broadcasting from the IEC, that's Election House. Nomination for President of the Gambia has started today. We have the second person to come to Election House. The first was
So let's see what you have.
I brought what I can get.
Okay.
I don't know if you want the big or the small of the manifesto.
Let her just give whatever she has. Yeah, that's your choice.
Okay. There's the receipt.
This is the manifesto.
In there, there's the documents. My receipts are there.
Okay.
My receipts are in there. Can I get it?
Yes.
Excuse me, I have the receipts are there, document there.
Okay. Okay. These are the certificate for my tax, GRA. Tax clearance.
Okay.
That's the payment. Yeah. So what is pending is my declaration, my asset declaration.
Yes.
I couldn't get a GP yesterday.
Okay.
But Monday he said he will come and get all that done. I can go.
All right.
And my forms, some people are currently even in Barra, so the forms are here, and we didn't get that done yet.
Okay.
She will do that. It's not yet done.
No, it's not yet done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not yet signed. It's done, but it's not signed by the So I told them to bring it back until, because there's no point keeping it till Monday, just so I show you guys what's happening. And my signatures are not complete.
And assess declaration?
That's the one here.
Yeah.
But it's not stamped by the JP.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Deposit?
It's already there. Deposit is done. Yeah.
Okay.
Deposit and tax clearance are done. And my manifesto.
Photo and symbol.
Photo and symbol?
Photo and symbol is on the manifesto. But I had to bring the... Oh, okay. I didn't understand it like that. I thought that's why I deposited that. Because on the manifesto, it has my photo, it has my colors. My colors are black, white, and gold. And my symbol is, how do you call it, a call for change, my name. No. Yeah, okay. I didn't know. They told me I have to put it on the manifesto. Okay. Okay. When can I bring that all? When is mine? No, the guy said to wait till Monday to do my signatures.
You have his number.
Okay.
Just call him. We'll facilitate.
Please.
We'll give you the time.
Yes, because that's what I understand, that you guys are very busy. But I thought I cannot miss my date and my time in respect of everybody here. At least I come and present what I have. Yes. My voter's card. Okay. Oh, for the deposit. Okay. Okay. Can we put this in the folder?
Yep.
Put that in the folder. And these as well. Yeah, put that on the folder. Well, everybody know Marisok. I just got married, so it's difficult to change everywhere, but it's the same Marisok Jabate, because I'm Mrs. Jabate. But everybody knows as Marisok, and everybody was branded. Well, I saw IEC write Marisok Jabate, but if you look online and everywhere, when you type Marisok Jabate, only Marisok comes up.
The person who came to collect nomination for you said Marisol Jabati.
Well, I was not aware.
We are telling you now.
Yeah.
So this is, if you want to keep to Marisol, let us know.
Yes.
If you want us to lose Marisol Jabati, let us know. The choice is yours.
Okay. But then I will have to change all my documentation to...
No, it's up to you. The choice is yours. Let us know what name do you want us to use?
Let us use Marisol, so we don't complicate matters.
Yes. And then we have money some Jobate. We will change this later as a receipt.
That's fine, yes. That's
When you
fine.
come on Monday, we'll change it.
That's fine. If that is easier, that's...
The choice is all yours. It's not for us, it's yours.
Well, Marisol,
Yes, sir.
my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Where is it? Oh, what do you want to do?
Thank you, sir.
And the buyer? Yeah, as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all of your time. Thank you very much. And you have a
And
wonderful
on
day.
Saturday,
Yes, sir.
all the candidates' documents would be subject to public scrutiny
Yes, sir.
from 8 to 12.
Okay, sir.
If there is any complaint, any query, immediately.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. You all have a wonderful day. Thank you.
So you come, we'll give you a few minutes. You have to have an interview. Probably should have.
That is Marisol Jobate. She just finished meeting with the IEC chiefs here, led by the chairperson or chairman, Aliou Momar Njai, the 87-year-old IEC boss. So Marie will be speaking to reporters there.
Right, but everything is okay. You can go ahead.
Thank you so much. What can you tell us about your nomination?
Well, well, that's not part of the politics. When you want to shove the mic in my mouth, then I will reject saying anything and I'll leave. Okay. Well, about the nomination, I traveled and I came not too long ago, only to realize that I was one of the first to be nominated. I did submit all the documents I have. I am yet to submit the rest. And God's willing, I will do that in the next few days.
What are those that you are supposed to submit that you don't have here?
Well, we go by the list, and we still don't have, for example, my the asset declaration forms, and some of our nomination papers are still in the village. And of course, we had constraint of them bringing it overnight and to cross on time to bring it in. But hopefully we'll get that in a few days. Bye.
I mean, women have, of course, formed the greater majority of the voters. With the fourth woman to come this far, do you think that is to your advantage?
Well, this is the time for women, and I think the time is now. And I want to give voice for every young girl out there and every woman out there to start to have a voice and representation in politics and in the government. It is only us that can make that change for us and for our children.
You tell us what inspired you to take up the challenge?
Well, what inspired me is since I came to the Gambia in 2013, I saw the struggle. I saw people, women especially, struggling, and the young people struggling. And if I am a mother and I have a lot of young people around me always trying so hard but cannot get by, and then for them to even ask me to help them, to stand for them, then I think it's a calling, not only by them but also by God, that I should do something for country. And if this is what I have to do to help, to support, or to empower, then so be it.
Is there any time frame given for you to bring the remaining papers for questions?
Well, normally it's between the 30th of October to 5th of November. So that is the time. I think after that I can't do anything else.
How optimistic are you that these documents will be ready for
Well, most of them are ready actually. Actually, as I speak to you, some are stuck in Barra. So yeah, thank you. Thank you.
This is Marie Sok Jobate. She just finished speaking to
That is
reporters.
Marie Sok Jobate.
reporters there. The only female aspirant candidate in this election. So Marie is the second aspirant candidate to file her nomination for president. So earlier on, she met with the officials of the IEC, led by the chairman, Ali Omar Njai. So Marie is still inside. We will try to speak to her once she comes out of the IEC compound there. So that's the situation here. We're broadcasting live from the election house where candidates
women empowerment and youth empowerment, and that is what I stand for, and that's what I'm going to do different, but vigorously.
The last time I spoke to you, your hairstyle was an issue, your dress code was an issue, and being a woman, how do you intend to challenge these things that you are engaged in at the moment?
Well, that is one of the reasons I came out the way I am today, because it's not about my hair or the way I dress. As long as you're decent, you're clean, I think it is what it is. An African woman is versatile. We are Africans. We cut our hair short. We tie our head wraps. We have long hair. It is in our DNA. It is our tradition all over Africa. And we need to promote that. It's not by wearing a wig that defines me as a woman. I can cut my hair bald. It's what I have, my intent and what I can do is what is important here. And if I do wear wigs, I think the talk will be, how wig is too expensive. Now I cut it off so that I can work and run. They have a problem with that.
I suppose you are the only female in this race. What message do you have for women? Especially, most of them want to come forward, but they're scared of the attack coming from the people, especially the men-dominated political scene.
Well, you cannot be scared. If you put your mind to what you want to do, you need to go for it. Whatever you do, especially in Africa, you are labeled, you understand, especially as a woman. But you have to develop a thick skin. You have to have the mindset of, you know what, I can do it, and focus on that. Listen, when you want to climb at the top of the mountain, you're going to have rocks, you're going to have spikes, you're going to have all of that coming at you. But you focus on the strong rocks, which is your pillar, and you grab on that, and you make sure you get to the top.
Come December 1st, Marie Sok is the clear winner of this election. What will be your priorities in the first 100 days in office?
Like I said, revamping the whole system. There'll be a lot of changes going to be made. Gambia is going to be branded. We need to brand Gambia again. And like I said, we're going to pump a lot of women in the system and a lot of young people as well, because we need to start moving.
Many people are not anticipating peaceful elections. It's going to be a very noisy and jumpy election. What do you have for electorates and political party leaders?
Well, it's on us, the politicians. When you have your people following you, your followers, whenever you talk or whenever you speak or you're on a rally or on a platform, the first thing you should advocate for is peace. Tell your supporters you don't condone anyone that's not peaceful. Even if they insult you, you should accept, because this is it. Donald Trump was most insulted politician probably in our whole history, but he still moves on. And we need to develop thick skins as politicians. So we need to advocate for peace. Before we speak or before we give speeches, we need to tell our supporters we stand for peace. When we finish our speech, when we end, we tell our supporters we stand for peace. When you keep promoting peace and telling your supporters to promote peace, eventually they will listen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Marisol, they are advising the electorate to
so
the
that is Marisol there. She has now finally finished speaking to reporters there. I can see some reporters still trying to get something from her. She has just finished filing her nomination, the first person to do so. So nomination started today. This will go through Friday next week. That is when it will end. This is one of the many processes in our election. A candidate must come to the election house, meet the election house officials, and present her nomination papers. Various requirements, really. So you will need to come here and then do that, submit that, and this will be vetted. There will be a screening of these papers to really ascertain whether you fulfill the requirements. So from there, you would be accepted or not accepted. So that is Marisol there. We will try to speak to her. I think she's leaving. if one of my reporters can get her, I will try to get her. So that's the situation here. So it's just completed filing her nomination. Marie is the only woman, like I said earlier, 26. I mean, that's historic. For the very first time in the history of the country, you have this number of people that are interested in the country's top job. You have President Adama Barrow, who is the incumbent. He is seeking re-election. But you have all these opponents who, who are interested in going up against him in the December 4th presidential election. So Maro is still talking to some reporters. I'll try to get her, bring her, and then we will have a discussion, or I'll interview her on how she's feeling about this. The very first woman to achieve this. This is huge. This is massive. So today it's a day that is packed with activities. We have 2 more to go. 2 more candidates will come. You have Alaji Mamade Kurang, independent candidate, but you also have Matthew Gomez. He too will be here to file his nomination papers. So Badingolu, this is the Fado Network. Election house on Battle Harden Highway, dame yalonko candidate hol men yalonko yenyim fenkota puruka lo katre fayola president katre fayo membe kala in December. So ya datile kana IC alpha loje kela kaitol nadi bawo luwa lel beje sartol lel beje nyanta menu fulfill la. So ilo kaitol nyantol nati lale ke DIC la e jibe ya ajibe fo ite luwa mem fo yo soto le fo mo soto. So wala be kerim bi wala starter wadalita bi mem fo na re ka fo le Joseph Diouf atagram mo mi yalonga fanang lafita puruka lo karte fayola telefolo na somanda tara saying men na re ka fo le mari sok keta musodi ata drone musodi mo tan muang ani woro wala lafita ka lo nyin karte fayola ado mo muang ani woro be ay si deto dila nin ku moy wato mi yalan koy binaja ni ñoje kela kaytol ñin nati. So même mo fula ñawde bi wala mari sokti ate mo musolati me yalan ko afana be gambian wala mu afana ye ñing interest ro pour galo election wala. So atel nata ala nomination of file aning IC kalfa alfa kaja soto afalen den sa e bandi aning journalist wala fana kaja soto mba trial le nga jibe famba nat lano na kaja soto. So that's the situation here at Election House. The candidates have started coming. The curtain has been raised. The curtain has been raised for this process. That's the nomination part of this year's election. This is going to be very interesting because if you look at the last presidential election that was held in the Gambia, it was only 3. That was a coalition, a grand opposition coalition against President Yahya Jammeh's government. So you didn't have this many people who came for nomination. There were only 3 people, all men. There was no, female. They were all men. President Adama Barrow, then you have the opposition Mama Kande, and then you have Yahya Jammeh. These were the only 3 people who came to Election House to file their nominations. But this election, fast forward to 2021, it's different. You have a massive number of people who are all coming here to get nominated. I know, you have some political parties and their leaders who are working on 26 candidates. We will try to bring you that a little later. Then all the candidates who is coming first, who is coming in the middle, but also who is coming last. So I'm not sure we will get Mari. It's very busy. So I'm not sure we'll get Mari. I was hoping we could get her, but I think that will be unsuccessful. I can see some reporters are still with her as she heads back. That's this election. A candidate must qualify first before Gambians would vote for you. You have to fulfill all the criteria, all the requirements. So this is important. The first person to do that of next week, there will be a public scrutiny at the weekend, where IC officials will go through each of the nominations, but also members of the public are also free to do IEC. Once you've been given a clean bill of health by the IEC, that is when you can proceed. Number 4 would be the D-Day. This is when the Gambian voter will go to the polling booth and vote for his candidate of choice. So it's a also very important election coming the very first time since we event. So a lot at stake. You have a lot of people that are interested in the job. It has, morphed into some sort of a do-or-die affair in that you have, if you look at President Adama Barrow, who came to power on a deal to be in power for just 3 years, that was aborted, and now he is seeking re-election. But not just that, he formed his own political party, the National People's Party. That's also a very interesting part of this whole entire transition. So he has his own political party. He will be, and we've seen he's been putting in a lot of effort. When his party, the UDP, they've been, just recently, a few days ago, they ended a nationwide tour of the country where they've been going to engage the Gambian voter. Even though we now have a crisis in that party, when the former president called and said the alliance, the marriage, that the political force within APRC, and just recently, just yesterday, very late in the night at 11:50 p.m. was one. But prior, what we've had these Jame supporters say was that the former president has agreed for them to be bearer or the standard bearer of that opposition coalition. So you have the opposition coalition of GDC, GANU, and former President Yajame supporters under the banner of the No Alliance movement. So it's going to be interesting, and it would appear that this alliance, Mama Kande would now be the standard bearer. He would be the person to come here to fight on the block. I mean, he's come, and we've seen how well he has done in terms of getting people on his side. In terms of his base has been growing. Colleagues is here. Dauda was inside. He was the person who was there when Marisok was filing in her nomination. So Dauda, let's talk about Marisok. Mari was IC boss, Ali Mumar Njai. But I could also see that she's not submitted some of the requirement that is required of her. What exactly went inside, and how was the mood like?
Well, thank you very much. It was really a very interesting moment inside there to see the second Gambian woman who, from the history of the Gambia, apart from Dr. Aisha Toure, who is currently the vice president, Marisol has been the second woman to vie for the position of presidency in this country. She just arrived in the country a week ago after traveling from abroad. These documents that she should submit are very important, and it's a requirement from the IEC. But then the documents get stuck out, and according to her, they are on the way coming from Barra, and then she couldn't make that there was the message for peace that she was continue preaching to the supporters and all opposition political candidates out there. Very interesting. Marek also talked to us about the challenges and what inspired her to run for the position. That is, she talked to us about the challenges, among which is her dress code that people keep talking about. But what is very important outfit that I choose to be, you choose to look in different ways, but what Gambians should consider is from across the country and outside the country. The educational background also, she has met all the requirements for this country, which is very, very important. I believe all Gambians should focus on that. And she also sent a message which is very important to the voters, to the electorate. If you go to the polling station, you are there alone, which is very, very important. I believe every Gambian should carry this message in heart as we anticipate the requirement before the 3rd of December. The documents are already processed, but then she's yet the
3rd of December?
Yeah, before the 3rd of December. That's what she promised.
There are 2 more candidates to go. We have Mamadi Kurang and then Matthew Gomez. So these are the 2 that are also coming. They will also be here to file their nomination. And this will go through Friday. It will go on, we'll be broadcast here.